Hello, and welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 30th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
For a weekly episode to talk about parenting in a roundabout way, along with a little pop culture. So, we've talked about pets here quite a bit. And, Catherine, you're thinking of going a different direction in your pet gathering experience? You've been a dog girl.
I'm not really, but my sister, who lives, 2,000 miles away or whatever it is fostering 3 kittens. And I'm getting a steady stream of pictures of these kittens. And they are so cute. They are so
really cute when they're in pictures and they are not scratching up your furniture and they are not pooping on the carpet and they are not, constantly mewing for food. They're so cute.
Yes, they live in her bathroom so that they can't get at any
too much damage
furniture. So, but oh man, I'm like, this is so adorable. I can't even stand it. So it makes me a tiny, tiny bit want a kitten.
Yeah. Have you ever had cats?
Never.
Really?
Except when I was a baby. So I don't remember it.
Probably doesn't count.
No.
Yeah. I have periodically had cats. I had a cat for a while when I was a kid. And then when I first moved here to New Jersey, I had a cat to keep me company. And I would not mind getting another cat. But I am the only one in my family who feels that way, including almost certainly the dog.
Yes, my son would very, very much like a cat, but of course he doesn't really live here anymore. Yeah. And
cat would be perfect for a dorm room. Do they allow
pets? That's really probably plenty. So I don't think we're going to get a cat.
Cats are super good for the time of your life when you need a pet that doesn't really care whether you're there or not.
Yeah.
Dogs want to see you. Cats will be like, oh, you're here? Okay, fine. Get me food.
Right.
But kittens, Oh my gosh, kittens. Kittens are so very tempting. They're so small. How much trouble do they cause?
They're so small. They're so tiny and cute.
They are adorable. Well, if you want to keep falling down this rabbit hole, I think I've mentioned the Instagram account Heidi Wrangles Cats. I think maybe Nicole mentioned it first and I heard about it from her. But this woman, all she does, at least Instagram-wise, is rescue kittens. And then she shows them being adorable and getting healthy, and she gives them baths, and she does all sorts of stuff. Many, many videos of kittens. They're so cute. I think she's somewhere in the New York City area, but I'm sure there's somebody wrangling cats on an Instagram account near you.
Oh, I'm certain of it as
also,
well.
Our animal shelter has a cat account. Yours probably does too.
Mm-hmm.
Get your cat right here. Kittens.
Yes, they are plentiful. I know that.
Wouldn't you love a kitten? You would love a kitten. Kittens are.
Yeah.
They do scratch though.
I know. I asked my sister because when she first got them, she was trying to come up with names and I said, what did you decide? And she said, I don't know. I should have named them all Razor Claws because because they have very sharp little claws. And then she said, or how about Freddy Krueger and Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, there you go.
And then I said, yeah, do Freddie and Eddie. That's so cute.
There you go. So that would be cute.
I think she might have.
And only she will know what the entire name is.
Right. I said, do Freddie and Eddie unless you're going to always just be thinking about horror movies, and maybe that's too disturbing. But yes, they're not going to stay with her. So the next person doesn't need to know that's how they got that name.
Oh.
So.
I wonder if at the time where you have to pass the foster kitten off to the permanent owner, if you feel sad or relieved. Maybe both.
Probably both. Yeah.
Is she going to keep fostering though? Is she going to get more fosters after this?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, maybe that would be a thing for you. You could foster the kitten. You could have the little, kitten experience.
I know, kitten.
Then you could get rid of it.
Yes.
Here, have fun.
Wonder how the dogs would feel about
yes.
that. They would definitely have to be sequestered.
My childhood dog and the cat got along quite well. They curled up on the couch together. It was very cute.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can count on that in general.
Right. Yeah. Well, and if they stay together for, if you have the cat for a while, then the dog, they can reach an agreement. But that may not happen with foster
signed
kittens.
And notarized between the two of them.
Right.
United in getting snacks out of the humans.
That's right. Well, if I did get a cat, it might be a memorable thing.
Oh,
but
yes. That could be your most
think it would be my
year.
I don't know if it would be my most memorable year. We had quite a few on Dancing with the Stars. Contemporary.
Oh, man.
Of course, we knew that was coming. But it was also like all of them were contemporary or Viennese waltz except for two.
Yes, we had a quick step.
We had a quick step and a passo.
It was an interesting night. It was a lot of mental health notices there.
Yeah, and it wasn't like as tear-jerky as usual, except then they did the tribute to Len, and everybody was bawling, especially Bruno.
Yeah.
So it was very pretty, though. That was a beautiful dance.
It was. Yeah, that was a nice moment, and nice that so many of the older pros or former pros, let's call them former pros, could come back. I think they would prefer that. But it was an enjoyable evening of dance. I thought the scores were sort of whatever. Some of them seemed high, some of them seemed low, some of them seemed But it's rough on memorable year night because somebody tells this emotional story through dance, and then you're like, well, you made a little mistake over there, so we're going to dock you points. And oh, Harry, did you have trouble with depression? Here, we give you 6s.
And that dance for a contemporary, Harry and Riley, I thought it was very kind of upbeat and perky.
Well, I guess she represented his friends trying to cheer him up.
Right.
I'm not sure she can do anything but perky, honestly. But she does it so well.
She does.
Yes. Except at the end when they were in the bottom 3 and she looked so sad. Come on, where's that game face girl?
Right, come on.
Cheer up your star, who also looked very, very sad. Gosh, guys. Bringing us down.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, along those lines, it was unfortunate that Mira's daughter, who apparently is a professional dancer, came on and did their dance with them, and then goodbye, Mira. So, I mean, I guess at least she got her chance to dance with her daughter.
Exactly.
If that was something that she was hoping to do, she's done.
I was sympathetic with her bejeweled wrist brace.
Yes. You have a similar wrist brace, but no jewels.
I do not have. I do not think a bracelet. They'd have to get a pretty big bracelet to go around this thing, but I sympathized.
Yes.
Not memorable, injuring your wrist, but still.
Right. Relatable. And we had our first 10s of the season. Charity got a 10 for their contemporary that started with them up on this weird piece of scaffolding. I don't really understand
Why are you on a
what that was.
I
don't know what that was trying to say.
Been a thing for some, but still, show off.
Yeah. Well, and I don't what was it? What were you symbolizing? I don't know.
If her thing was somebody pushed her off a building
fine.
and she was gonna hang on this time, but no, that was not it. Yeah.
And then also Sochi got a 10 for her Viennese waltz.
Still adorable.
Yes.
Whether she's just naturally that way or she's good at it, she deploys that smile of hers so very well.
Yes.
It just lights up her entire face. So she dances very, very seriously and then she'll just blast the smile. She's a talented girl.
Yes.
And the combination of getting this role of your dreams and missing your quinceanera was very cute.
Yeah.
That was well done.
That was a nice way to... Right. It was a nice theme to adopt versus, my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend. Like, oof. Okay, we knew that was going to be it, but
yeah, I enjoyed that. Their dance was very nice. And then at the end where she's sort of looking at the imaginary person, bad boyfriend, with contempt and walking away. And then Pasha gave this stink eye that was just adorable.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
That was fun. Charity, I mean, she's good. She's a good dancer. Obviously, she's a good dancer. I don't like her because she's a bachelorette. No bachelorettes winning, please.
Yes.
But she's probably gonna.
Do
Allison's
well.
hanging in there.
Yeah.
This was a lovely dance. And her husband is very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Although that whole thing about him coming by the practice and hearing that the dance was about him was so awkwardly staged.
Yes, for sure.
Still, I find her delightful, and I am glad that they hang on as many weeks as they can, though they are not going all the way. I'm so sorry for Sasha.
Yeah.
Jason and Daniela, very cute dance. Cute quick step.
Really fun. I always like the quick steps.
I do too.
When they're done well, of course.
Yes. Cute costumes, too. I liked their costumes. From a distance, it looked like denim, and then close up, it was spangly.
Sparkly, yes.
But I wish they said afterwards that was Jason singing the song.
Oh.
I wish they'd said that at the beginning. I guess I could go to YouTube and just watch the dance again to hear it. But still, come on, you guys.
Yeah, I ended up watching it on Instagram. I follow Daniela, and she must have reposted it or something. And I just like, oh, this is cute. I'm going to keep watching.
Cute. Very cheerful.
Yeah.
And, I thought Mauricio's contemporary on, losing your job and feeling broke was very good for a non-dancer. For somebody who's a non-dancer, I thought he did it very convincingly.
Yeah, and he's out there with his shirt open like the pros.
Yes. I got to think that if you are not a performer of that sort, you got to feel embarrassed sometimes doing a contemporary.
Right.
So much waving hands and looking anguished and doing this stuff. At some point you feel like, is this okay? Am I doing this enough? Am I doing this too much? I feel like an idiot.
Exactly.
But he looked like he was into it, and good for him. That was a nice dance.
Yes.
And very Spasa Doble.
Hey.
Okay, man. Good for you.
I mean, I think that the guys really enjoy when they get to do a paso doble.
I think they do too.
Like, make the face and stamp the feet and clap the hands and yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't really get the connection to like this was before I went on the Brady Bunch. Like, what? You were born to be wild before you?
He rode a motorcycle, man. He was riding his motorcycle.
I guess that was
once he was on a TV series. They said no motorcycles for you.
I feel like that was a weird choice.
It was a weird choice. You would think that he might have had something else.
Yeah, in 69 years of life, like
if he's married, his wife is going, "Hey, everybody else was doing when they met their spouse. What am I, chopped liver?
What gives,
his
Barry?"
Kids are going, "Why wasn't I on there dancing with you, Dad?" Although they're probably too old to want to do it, but I don't know. Yes, it seemed odd, but that's fine. Whatever you want to do, man. It's better than hey, Bob Fosse picked me to be in a musical, and now I'm going to do a contemporary, and people are going to go, really? You did?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
How long has Bob Fosse been gone?
And was he being pressured to put the kid from the Brady Bunch in your show? People will come.
That's right.
Just like people will vote, apparently, for him because he's still there.
Still there.
Yep. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And any of the people who are still in it, I would be okay with winning. I mean, I would be annoyed if it was Charity because she's a bachelorette and there's been too many bachelorettes winning. But she's good. Right. She's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. I just have a thing.
Right.
But, it's pretty clear who the next few to go are going to be, unless some of these people have a huge, huge voting block, in which case it could be anybody.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that somebody like Allison
No, she doesn't have.
Or Barry or Mauricio have a big voting block.
I think they have large name recognition, but you need people who are going to vote for you 10 times on every phone in their house.
Right.
And set up 5 different accounts so they can vote for you multiple times.
Yeah.
And that I don't think they have.
Right.
But they'll be picked off slowly over the next few weeks. And that'll be fine. They had their time. They did well. But I don't know what sort of following Harry has. Harry might have a good social media following.
Yeah.
Lele apparently has. I mean, I think she's got like 56 million on Instagram.
That's a lot.
But whether they're just people who have followed her or people who are going to vote for her, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I like her a lot, and I don't know why she gets... I guess she wasn't scored too low this time, but she hasn't scored high. She just seems like a really real person.
I like her too.
She's a huge social media influencer, and by definition then is not a real person, but
right.
She gives the impression of being...
Yeah, I like her as well.
Yeah,
so.
Something I like about this season is that the stars that are there now anyway all seem to like each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're hugging each other when they're done with their dance. Lele was crossing her fingers behind somebody else when they were getting their score, and seemed to be that they would get a good score and not that they would get a lower score than her. It seemed to be she was rooting for them. They all seem to be very pleasant and likable amongst each other, and I like that. That makes the show more fun.
Yes, for sure.
And, not likable and rooting for each other is pretty much everybody on the Gilded Age.
That's right.
So as we return to the Gilded Age for a second season, Bertha, having won over Mrs. Astor to some degree in the previous season, now wants to put one over on her. And at least for this episode, succeeded.
Yes.
Wonderful.
In a delightful fashion.
Yes. I would not want to sit on my triumph there, Bertha, because I think that Mrs. Astor is going to have her revenge in some way or another, but nicely carried off, bringing in the opera star to just sing on your stairway.
That was wonderful. And
pretty impressive.
Did you notice this? The guy from the Metropolitan Opera.
Uh-huh.
Did he look familiar to you?
I don't think he did, but there were so very, very many people in this episode that I can't say my attention rested very long on any of them. Is he somebody I should know?
He is somebody you should know because he played Dickie in Only Murders in the Building.
Oh my gosh. He has the 1800s facial hair.
Yes,
so
he has the facial hair hiding him.
Interesting. Oh my gosh,
Jeremy,
I did not notice that.
Jeremy Shamos, I don't know how you say his name, but yeah, that was him.
Good for him. Sliding over into what looks like a pretty juicy role.
Yeah, and I mean, we already had the Meryl Streep connection with her daughter playing Marion, and now her son has arrived on the scene.
Let's hope they don't get romantically involved. It will be all kinds of awkward.
Right. No, I don't think so. I think he's married.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know. He wasn't.
And not like that would be any barrier, but okay.
Right.
Maybe for Marion it would be.
Yes.
But
I think they're setting up Marion with her cousin. Who's not her. They made pains to say not her actual cousin.
They mentioned that a whole bunch of times. By marriage, not really blood.
Even though people at this time and in this realm were marrying their first cousins all the time, weren't they? Right. Yeah. So
just as long as she doesn't have to marry Oscar. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for his tortured self, but boy, I just want Gladys to get away from that. That is not for you.
No.
He will not make you happy, honey. He will not make you happy. Your mother. Occasionally, I know it's painful to admit it, but sometimes your mother is right.
Sometimes your mother's right.
Possibly she has a little more world experience than you do, dear.
Right.
But
so we have contrived to try to return Peggy to the house of the Van Ryns.
Yeah. That was all kinds of sad. It
was so sad.
Thing. I mean, the adoptive father and I guess that was his mother that was with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because his wife died and this baby that was Peggy's and they adopted. Oh, just sad upon sad upon sad.
Yes.
And,
so sad.
You know, Peggy's mother can't quite ever forgive the father for what he did. And he feels like he was protecting his family. It's just wow. Let's get out of there right away. Move back to the house. All you have to do there is the grumpy maid.
Yeah, it was rather, sad to say, but it was rather convenient that this poor little baby is no longer with us, because
that is true.
That wasn't going to go anywhere that we were able to follow. So,
oh man, they milked it for a little while there, didn't they?
Oh, yes. Very sad.
So sad.
And Marion has a secret job.
How dare she?
That led to a giant fight.
Yes.
Between her and Agnes. And of course, sweet little Ada. Sometimes it's nice to shout and just get things out.
Oh, I am the Ada for my house, and I so feel for her. It's like she's inviting both of them to make up, and only Marion does, and Marion just kind of gives her a look like, well.
Right.
Yeah, man, I feel for her.
Yes.
But now is Peggy mentioned to Marion a secret, and Marion said that she would keep it as long as she could. Do we think this was the teaching job, or do we think this was a little rakes in the oven?
No, I think it was the teaching job.
It's the teaching job? Okay. I would very much love for it to be the teaching job, because I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't keep it secret for...
said, I will keep it secret for as long as I can. They're talking about
pregnancy. This is true, but...
I was really hoping that was not the case. So as long as she could was not very long, as it turned out.
It sure wasn't. They didn't stretch that out at all.
What is her terrible secret? She's been teaching watercolors.
She teaches watercolor.
To well brought up young ladies. No. The shame. Oh, dear.
Oh, brother. And we got the payoff of the Michael Cerverus lurking on the street, looking at this woman.
I had to rewind that because I didn't see what happened. And so, like, at the end, when the husband and wife are talking, I realized what it was, and then I had to rewind. I thought it was like bad wine. I thought something was wrong with the wine, and oh no, Michael Cerverus is going to get in trouble because he was doing the wine.
Right.
But no, it was something else.
No, she just caught a glimpse of him and was overtaken by shock. And had to figure out how to explain it away.
Yes. What do you think her husband meant by, we can do much more? Is he going to shoot him?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I feel like he's at least going to figure out how to get him fired.
He could, but I have to think that Bertha would, like, radar in on that.
Right.
And talk to her servant and find out the truth.
Right.
I think that guy's got to be really careful how he goes about that.
Yeah.
Because she's going to go, oh, really? What could that possibly mean? Let me find out.
Right.
I still enjoy her.
I could always use information.
Yes. And are they still, like, stringing out the two servants in the Van Ryn household?
Right.
Really, or want they?
Right, the one who I believe the Fug Girls call, like, the Joey Tribbiani of the Gilded Age.
Yeah.
He's now after the maid from the Russell's house.
Yeah, that's got a sting for little the
Bridget.
maid in his household. Yes.
Right.
What is she going to do about that?
Right.
Let's see. There was a lot of new people and a lot of things in this episode. It simultaneously seemed like a slow start and just a ton of things.
Yeah, you had a scene in Newport. You had Robert Sean Leonard showing up as the pastor.
Right.
You had all of the rich CEO dudes getting together and figuring out how they're going to break the unions. Yeah.
That'll go well.
You had Larry possibly getting a new job thanks to
Right.
Nathan Lane.
With, as I saw in an article about it, Laura Benanti plays the...
Oh, that's who Mrs. Blaine is. Okay.
Yet another Broadway person.
Mm.
Just put out the notice. Come one, come all. You want a part?
And did we notice last year that Patrick Page was... I guess we did. He's the, like, incredibly deep-voiced guy who is George's sort of right-hand man.
Oh, yes.
And he's a Broadway guy.
Oh, yeah. I imagine many of these people are Broadway people that we aren't even aware of. But
yes, this is true.
They do a good job. So, is there anything else? Alan Sepinwall wrote in Rolling Stone that he thinks Bertha is turning into Walter White from Breaking Bad. A character who was initially sympathetic because she was sort of downtrodden by higher powers, but will turn into a monster. So, that'll be fun. He has seen, it appears, more episodes than we have.
Right.
Because I think she's still pretty sympathetic, and that was quite the coup. But still, the more power she gets, the more power she's going to want.
Yeah, and she's very devious. So.
Yes. And she's also going to squash Oscar like a bug, right?
I have to think that unless, like, the word gets out that he's proposed and you can't, like, say no. I don't know.
Yeah.
She'll figure something out, I'm sure.
She definitely will. And Gladys, shut up if you know what's good for you.
That's right. So, next time on The Gilded Age, Season 2, Episode 2 is called Some Sort of Trick. They should have played that on the week of Halloween.
Yeah. You mentioned that the first episode was delightfully titled, You Don't Even Like Opera.
Right.
Not
wonderful.
The point.
No, not at all. And, of course, Dancing with the Stars, that will be airing tonight as you hear this, but we will be talking about it next week. And it is the always entertaining Halloween episode.
Yep.
Monster Night.
Oh, boy. So, Catherine, we come once again to that point in every podcast where we ask, what is Catherine's Library Find of the Week?
Well, today I am going to spotlight an illustrator named, well, he's also a writer, but I'm going to focus on his illustrations today, Pete Oswald. And there is a series of books that he illustrated, and they were written by Jory John, Jory John. And there's The Bad Seed, The Good Egg, The Sour Grape.
Oh.
There's The Couch Potato, I believe, The Big Cheese. And it's just, you have to see the images are just, I mean, the bad seed, he's a sunflower seed, and he's got these eyebrows, that just make him look very mean. And
is he riding a motorcycle like Barry Williams?
No, he just has like little tiny sticks for legs. And anyway, and it's, of course the story is kind of what you'd expect. It starts out that he's bad, and well, if you go way back, he's fine. He's happy living in a sunflower with all of his sunflower seed family and friends. And then he almost gets eaten, but he gets spit out and he lands on some gum.
Oh.
And that's how he survives the fall. And so that's what makes him bad at first. And then, of course, this is a book for children. So eventually he learns to overcome his bad side and his trauma and to become a nice seed again. So
goes to seed therapy. It's fine.
Yes. But it's mostly the illustrations that just, stop me every time it comes through my desk. They're all the grape, the egg, they're like these big round bodies with just little tiny stick arms and legs and big eyes, and oh, they're so cute. So
That is cool. I like stuff like that.
yes. Oh, I guess they're called the Food Group. This series. I
Series
just
of books.
figured. Yeah, the Smart Cookie. That's another one.
Aw,
I mean, there's a lot of options. The Cool Bean. So, so yeah, check those out. Again, the illustrator is Pete Oswald, and the writer is Jory John.
okay. Sounds like fun. And you don't even need to put them in the refrigerator or anything because they're books about the characters. They're not the actual
That's right.
foods.
They're books. You don't have to worry about broken eggs or actually sour grapes that you're eating. Yes, you can just enjoy their cute faces and stories.
Love that.
Yeah.
And nothing disgusting this time, really.
No,
Farts or
no.
poop or,
No
that
farts,
are
no
gonna kill you.
nothing.
just adorable
Even though it's
illustrations of
Halloween,
food.
we're not going on, haunted things, scary things. No,
Yeah.
just cute.
Nice. I like just cute.
Yes.
And also kittens. So it's,
Kittens are cute. I texted you a picture. I texted you their pictures.
we're not talking black cats. We're talking about kittens.
One of them is black.
Oh, well.
He's entirely black. Yes, but they're very sweet.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to take a spin through the archives?
I think so. I'm buckling up my seatbelt. I'm,
All right.
know.
Well, we're going to see what we were talking about 1 year ago, 3 years ago, and 7 years ago.
Whoa.
This week.
That was a long time.
It was a long time. So, just a year ago, we were talking about the signs of senior parentitis, not senioritis, because I said my child was not allowed to have senioritis because he had to actually graduate, and that was not guaranteed.
Yes.
But I myself had some parentitis, had some senioritis, and I just wanted to bring this back up just so I can continue to appreciate that is over and that is in the past, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
And it all worked out fine. Your son graduated.
He graduated.
Went to his
He
school
went.
of his choice.
Yes.
You have a while before he'll be a senior again.
That's right. And actually my daughter is a senior now in
that's
college, but we know she's going to do an extra year. So, or an extra semester. So it's sort of, she's sort of a senior, but not.
A semi-senior.
Yes, exactly. Semi-senior. Some things are the last time, like it is her last season of skating.
Right.
So that feels very senior-ish.
So she won't be doing skating when she takes her extra semester.
No, because number one, she kind of wants a break. And number two, if she only stays for one semester, then that doesn't cover the whole season. Okay. So
Speaking of school, y'all enjoy the sounds of buses backing up.
I do hear the buses.
Children are loose.
Mm-hmm. Have you been hearing any more announcements from the school?
I haven't been hearing them. I must be blocking them out. But I did for quite a while after school started. Maybe somebody said, "Are you guys sure you want this to be quite this loud? Is this necessary?" Maybe there's a homeowners group I don't know about. But, yeah, see, that's one of the nice things about having young adults. There's really no senior parentitis events left for me.
Yeah.
But, the stuff that they're doing, they're going to be doing for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of big milestones of things ending, thankfully.
Right.
We just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, I just wanted to, acknowledge that this time last year was hard and it is easier now.
Yes,
So.
and just catch everybody up to the fact that you survived.
That's right.
Good for you.
And then we also, of course, being the season, 4 years ago, not 3.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4. 4 years ago, we of course talked about how
the announcement coming out. They are still doing it. Now the buses are roaring out of the parking lot right by my window.
Wow, we do need to choose our Our schedule
gotta
our
think
recording
about
time better.
Because it is very close. Oh well,
Yes.
it's a little the little local color that makes our podcast so enjoyable.
That's right.
So 4 years ago,
So 4 years ago, I mean, and also other times, but we were talking about Halloween and how it's a hassle, and it still is. That part hasn't changed from last year or 4 years ago or 8 years ago. I did just go, when I look at the graphics from that episode, all those things are still true. Like the first part of trick-or-treating is fun, then it gets exhausting. Children make comments about how I should stay inside and only come out when they come to the door. I almost always run out of candy, even though I have bought 10 bags of Costco's, 10 large bags of candy from Costco.
oh my gosh.
Yep. It is expensive.
Your Halloween experience is so different from ours because nobody comes to our house. We buy a bag of candy just because we feel we better, and then we eat it ourselves, which is, I'm not complaining. But there's just nothing. But my son usually goes to a Halloween party that like an Elks Club or something like that throws for kids with special needs, adults with special needs. And this year my daughter is going too. And she's like, what am I going to wear? And they told her that she didn't have to wear a costume, so she may not even wear a costume. And I'm trying to think, what's a super simple costume for an adult? My son and his buddy for years wore these Thing 1 and Thing 2 shirts, Dr. Zeus, and that was great. And then his buddy stopped going, and he still wore the Thing 1 shirt. And people are just used to him wearing that all the time. But I don't.
Can you get your daughter a Thing 2 shirt?
If I had known ahead of time, I probably could have gotten her one. I don't feel like I can ask his buddy's mom if we can have the shirt back. But also, I don't think she would want to be Thing 2 to his Thing 1. Come on, she's older.
She's older. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. She was saying maybe she would wear her work uniform, go as a Wendy's employee.
Well, or she could do like, an apron and like a chef's hat or something.
That's true.
Be a chef.
We had those things. We need to find one of those. I need to look up costumes you can make from stuff you just have sitting around the house.
Which there's many of those.
Yes. Yes, that's what we
listicles available to you.
I can do half an hour before it's time to leave.
And, you have the house of, stuff you've saved just in case.
I have, but I got rid of it.
Except you got rid of it.
We do have a closet. We have a couple of closets that may have things in them, but I would want to like wash and sanitize and air out anything that was in any of those closets. So I think there's a graduation gown in one of those closets that could be in a pinch, but she could also just not wear anything. She could also just not wear a costume. I want to be clear, she's not going as Lady Godiva.
She is not going in her birthday suit.
No, she's not.
Yeah, you'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Do you have a cowboy hat? Do you have any kind of a hat?
She could wear my 1959 birth year hat and go as an old lady.
Go as my
mom.
Put a
flower in her hair.
You wear the hat and get an ace bandage and wrap it around her wrist.
I would loan her my brace, but mine is extra, extra small. I don't think it would fit.
Yeah.
But, so that's the extent of our Halloween, really. Is them going to that party and me staying home and eating leftovers and being very happy with that.
Right.
So, because
will they bring home any candy from the party?
My kids might. My husband will not. And if my daughter brings some candy,
be sure to eat it there.
It's going directly into her room because it's hers.
She knows.
They gave it to me.
She knows better.
But this is something new that they had at the high school this year. They had last night, my husband and I were taking a walk, and we got just tied up in all this traffic by the high school because there was like a Halloween extravaganza. And I think little kids were invited to come through and trick-or-treat and have games and activities and stuff. Which they should do on Halloween so that then you don't have to go door to door. You could just go walk around inside the high school, but they had it
Right.
on the Wednesday before for
Right.
reasons unknown. So is that, do they have things like that by you?
Yeah, like at the grocery store, they have kids events, and downtown they have decorated pumpkin, make a
Right.
scarecrow, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there's churches that have
Oh.
trunk or treat and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. When my kids were little, the big mall by us had that. You could go from store to store and get candy,
Yeah,
which I thought was great, but then they still wanted to go out on the actual night.
right.
I expect to be all alone again. We have kids next door now, and they didn't come to our house last year. So you got a bad vibe here. I bet they don't have good candy. Let's just move along.
Right.
Or maybe we look like the scariest place you've been.
That's right.
It was 7 years ago this week we talked about.
7 years ago. Well, I brought this up because this just happened to me.
Yeah?
My scariest place was my own home, because the other morning it was thunderstorming, and first of all that woke me up, it was so loud, and then it kept going on, all morning, and I had taken a shower, and I was upstairs, and my husband was away, out of town. So he was not expected in the house, and it was just me and the dogs, and I was upstairs, and I really, really thought I heard someone coming up the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, hello, frantically thinking, did my husband somehow come home early? What? I really thought someone was in the house, and it was so scary.
That's awful.
It was hail. It was hail.
Oh my gosh.
Hitting the roof right above the staircase,
Yeah.
and I very much thought that somebody was in the house, and I was
so scary.
I had just gotten out of the shower, extra vulnerable,
no.
it was so freaky.
Oh, that is awful.
Yeah.
We have a heating system that sometimes clunks in a way that sounds exactly like a door being pushed open. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's the heat, but oh my gosh, is somebody in the house?
Yes. And that, I guess I'm not, I remember when I was a really little kid, being afraid of intruders. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's just one of those things that, there's absolutely no reason to think that anybody would come and break into my house. And I have 2 dogs, So, but yeah, it's just that sort of panic response just kicked in. Yeah. Absolutely. Oof.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad your heart's beating at a normal pace again.
Yeah, pretty much came back to normal, but it was touch and go.
I think the last time we talked about this, we talked about a bad road I navigated my family down on a vacation that ended in a place that was almost impossible to turn around without plummeting off the side of a mountain. And how terrifying that was. And we haven't had anything that bad, but last Christmas when we go to a place in the Catskills for Christmas. And the road, there's a whole bunch of roads to get to the resort, but we turned on the first one, which the GPS told us to turn on, which I think is the steepest. And it was snowing, and partway up the first hill, our car just got stuck. And then it seemed like it was going to maybe roll down the hill or off to the side. And my husband didn't know what to do, and he was panicking. He doesn't panic a lot, so that's scary right there. And my kids were panicking. I was just praying at the top of my lungs.
Right.
Jesus, I surrender myself to you. Take care of everything. And we were like, what do we do? And, I tried calling the resort, and that didn't work. And finally, we see a truck coming along the other side, and a guy stopped. Looks like he does this every day of his life. Said, back up into this parking lot over here, turn around, go to the bottom of the hill, turn left, After a little while, there's a pizza place. Sit in the pizza place until you see salt trucks going by, and then drive up.
Wow, he really had the whole thing lined up.
Like I said, this is not his first rodeo. And so he was just sort of nicely sat there while my husband querulously backed up into this parking lot, sure every moment that we were going to go plummeting down the hill. But we did. We turned around. We got to the pizza place. We had some pizza. It was so good. And then we thanked God for our lives and went about our vacation. It was fine. Everything was fine. And we went up a less steep way the second time.
Yeah.
Which we will now know. But we still talk about that. Like, remember that time we got stuck on the hill?
Right. Remember when we almost died?
Big fat minivan without snow tires,
Yeah.
Because it worked the last time. It was fine.
Yes. Some winter driving can be very scary.
A scary place, indeed.
Yes.
Well, we will dig ourselves out of the parenting roundabout for this week. You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamitude, where you can find links to a lot of things we've talked about over the years. We'll see you back here next Tuesday. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.